Hi, welcome back to my channel. I Can Sew. How are you doing today? I am excited because we have 4 days left in September, National Sewing Month. Yes, and I participated along with many sewers in the Mari Sews for Mari Sewing for Curves YouTube channels charity event, right? So Mari linked up with a girl, Dress a Girl Around the World. Excuse me for stuttering. I'm so excited. And she did this last year by herself, and this year she encouraged other sewers to assist her in, sewing, coming together and sewing a lot of dresses for girls around the world. Now, off the top of my head, I'm going to tell you what Girls Around the World is. Why? Because I forgot to Google it before I got on here. So, Dress a Girl Around the World is a charity that helps to provide girls of all ages with dresses. And when I say of all ages, they go up to teenagers, right? So of dresses, and to make sure that it helps with their confidence. It's another organization that's looking out for them. You put a label on them that says a dress a girl around the world, and that lets everybody know that they are in an organization, they are being watched out, that they are cared for, and that cuts down on human trafficking. But it's not just for girls in Africa. So for those of you like myself, who every time you Google dress a girl around the world or you hear about it, it looks like it's girls in Africa, right? So if you dig around on the website a little more, and the website is literally called Dress a Girl Around the World, um, you'll see girls from other Middle Eastern countries and things of that nature, maybe some Latino girls as well. But what I wanted to tell you was after having a conversation with the I think it's the creator or whoever founded a dress around the girl project. She let us know that they literally dress a girl around the world. So they help out with hurricane victims, like when they had the hurricanes in Houston and Louisiana. Those girls also are missing, have lost clothes and things of that nature. They help with the people in Haiti when those girls, they had the earthquake. And so it's not just for people who they think are impoverished, and permanently impoverished situations, but those who have temporary situations too, right? Because who doesn't like to dress pretty? So making a dress for these girls is a great way to help build their self-esteem, make them feel safe, and to just bring a smile to their face. So who is a known um, slow sewer, pledged to sew 5 dresses. I spoke with Mari at the beginning of September, and I said, listen, I need to only do 5 dresses because I sew really slow. So to be honest with you, I think that I spent more time um, looking at dress patterns than I did sewing on. They were so quick. So what I chose to sew were peasant style dresses, and they are dresses that have a elastic uh, neckline, front and back neckline, as long as with elastic style sleeves. And I'm going to show you a picture of the 5 that I sewed in a few minutes and tell you all about them. But in the meanwhile, Dress a Girl Around the World has a liaison or representative in many areas in the United States, probably and abroad as well. So if you want to get interested in that, just go to that website, put in your location or look it up by state or region, and they'll let you know who your representative is. It's important that you get with your representative because many of us who are great sewers, and we appreciate all the great sewers, we also appreciate the beginning sewers, may be a little too fancy for may sew dresses that are a little too fancy for the organization. We just want to make sure that you're sticking within the guidelines. So if you have now heard of Dress a Girl Around the World, you probably heard of one of the products that they have, and you didn't even know it was kind of associated with it. And that's the pillowcase dress. So the pillowcase dress is a very simple made dress. It's the bodice is more it ends up being A-line once you um put the ribbons on, but it's like literally a pillowcase that you kind of cut the armholes here, fold over the bodice, fix it with bias tape, And then you have these long ties and you kind of tie it around here. I know you've seen it. Everybody's seen the pillowcase dresses. They're very cute for little girls. But so that's how I first, what I think about when I think about dress a girl around the world is those pillowcase dresses. But they do take other styles dresses. You just can't have like a lot of button closures or zipper closures. Why, you may ask? Because it's hard to repair those things if they get damaged in some way. So it's hard to fix a zipper, in some parts of Africa. They may not have the tools. A little girl in, like I said, Houston, they've already lost everything, right? So if you lose a button, how are they going to sew the button back on? And now the dress is pretty much no good for them. So they do ask that you be creative with how you do the closure. Close it with an elastic neckline, which is what I did. Again, I used the peasant style dresses, or you can do ties. Even if you have like in the back where you would normally put a zipper, you can put a tie there, or where you would normally put like a one button to close the dress up. You can also sew on some ties or some bias tape, or if you make some bias tape yourself and do it that way. So there's a lot of ways to be creative with closing a dress, but you need just be mindful of that. And what you may want to do as well is get in contact again with your local representative to ensure that you are making dresses within their standards. The other thing about the dresses, which is one of the main things, is that they want the dress made in cotton. Now, I'm not sure if that includes cotton knit because I use a woven cotton, like for like quilting cotton and things of that nature, because that thing can hold up in any type of wash, right? You wash those in anything and they're sustainable. And they want to make sure that these dresses last the girls for a long time. The best way to make that happen is to sew it with a fabric that lasts a long time. And that is cotton. So, I think more Mari's who I participated with. I believe I saw that her goal was 5 dresses, and she partnered with maybe 4 or 5 other ladies who agreed to do videos about this project, and it kind of started from there. The last I saw of her, because I watch her videos consistently, is that she had almost 200 dresses. So she doubled her goal, and I am so happy again to be a part of that. So I'm gonna cut this shorter, and I'm gonna go through the dresses that I sewed, and yeah, I'm gonna let you know what they look like. I'm excited to show them to you. And I'm also proud to say that I actually finished the dresses fairly quickly. I think it took me maybe about 4 or 5 days to do it. And I serged them. I finished all the hemlines, all the seams. I, put the elastic in. My dresses were 3 parts. It was the front bodice, back bodice, which for me was even one. It was only one pattern piece, except you do like a little bit more of a scoop in the front, and then it had sleeves. So it was so easy, and it just warmed my heart to be able to do that. I don't have any little girls in my life that I can sew for. Little girls. So I don't want anybody coming for me saying, I got my, what are you talking about? My daughter's little girls. I don't have any little girls in my life that I can sew for. So this was very heartwarming for me, and gave me a lot of purpose within this month. So again, I want to thank Mari Sews for Curves, and I want to thank the Dress Girl Around the World for even giving me the opportunity to use this newly found superpower for good. All right, now on to the dresses. First dress, I found this beautiful pink, yellow, bright cherry fabric, and I decided to add contrasting polka dot sleeves and pockets with it. It is a size 8 for the larger girls because larger girls often do not have dresses donated to them. So I wanted to make sure I contributed to, not just the small girls, but, preteens and teenagers as well. So I hope you like this dress. It was fun to make. Hi, second dress. This one is slightly different because I took a puppy dog fabric and I actually cut at the bottom to add a ruffle hem to it. the bodice and the sleeves are the same, but it gave it a different flair. This next
Just
dress
by
is
adding
one
that
that I
rosewood
did
bottom, I
sew from a different
absolutely
pattern
love
from
this dress.
that I found at Walmart. It's a McCall, very simple fabric. I like it. It has the ties at the top. Notice it's different, right? But you can still adjust it. It has no closures except for the tied shoulder at the shoulders. And again, it has the contrasting pockets. I really, really like this one. I recommend you do it again. It was very easy to sew. And yeah, I love it. Now this one is a size 6, just like the puppy dog, the blue one, and now this one. They are a size 6 for girls, size 6 to 7 maybe. And it might be, you might be flexible depending on how you want it to fit you. Anyhow, notice how the sleeves are the same fabric as the blue dress that I just showed you. I got creative, gave it a different flair, used those sleeves, used that print for the sleeves and the pockets. I love this one. Last but not least, I sold another size 8. It's all in green and it has like these like kind of burgundy and also a light like a lime green swirls on them. I thought this was pretty. I kept it all very monochrome, but it's a size 8. And if you notice, ladies, all of the dresses have the Dress a Girl Around the World labeled on them because that helps again with the girls feeling protected, and that's what it's all about.